Hey, can we turn this rusty relic into a showstopper before Anjou Vélo vintage? Step 3 begins now. Two wrecked vintage bikes, 6 weeks to bring them back to life, one epic festival. Will we make it to the Anjou Vélo vintage, or will time rust and reality get in the way? My daughter's vintage Velo needs some love. So let's get cracking and dismantle this rusty, seized up relic from the 1960s. And hey, I'm throwing in a French lesson for free. First up, the two wheels. Not too hard, just a couple of wing nuts securing them to the frame. Did you know the French for wheel is la roue and the frame is le cadre? Next, the front brake, le frein avant. Then off comes the front mudguard, or le garde-boue avant. Right, brake levers next. Know what they're called? Le levier de frein. Sounds cool, right? And this bell still works, just in French, la sonnette de vélo. Hey, you're learning some French stuff. It's got to be worth a thumbs up and a share with your buddies, especially if you are planning a French cycling trip in the near future. You just might need these words. Now onto the rear dérailleur. This one's easy. Le dérailleur arrière. Cut the cable, le câble, and snap the chain, la chaîne. I probably should have removed le dérailleur arrière before breaking the chain, but hey, you live and learn. Now the rear mudguard. Remember the word for mudguard? Le garde-boue. But for the rear, we say le garde-boue arrière. The rear brake, le frein arrière, is attached to it, so both come off in one go. Flip the bike over and detach the panniers, le porte-bagages. Then finish off removing the rear brake. Pop off the rear brake, undo the final bolt, and off comes the mudguards. One bolt on the brake lever was rusted solid, so I switched to removing the handlebars. Now apparently there are two French words for handlebars, le guidon or le centre. This is an old school bike, so we're going with le guidon. Now the gear levers for this 3-speed bike. Le levier de vitesse du vélo. Still with me? What's the French for gear lever? Le levier de vitesse. Rolls off the tongue, sort of. Right, onto the headset. La joue de direction. Not the right spanner, but it does a trick. Forks removed. La fourche. You're racking up loads of juicy bike vocab today. That's got to be worth a thumbs up, surely. Rescued a rogue ball bearing, le roulement à billes, and used a magnet to fish out the rest. After a good overnight soak in penetrating oil, it was time for the crankset, le pédalier, and the crank arms, les manivelles. Can you remember this one? What's the French for crank arm? Les manivelles. Nice one. The drive side crank bolt was seized, so enter the angle grinder. Careful now. Pop out the crank bolt and take off the pédalier. Time to give le cadre a proper scrub. Then off with the tyres, les pneus, and out comes their inner tubes, la chambre à air. Everything is detached now, except for the bottom bracket, le boîtier de pédalier. I'm waiting for a specific tool to finish that. So next up, it's the rebuild. We're sanding, repainting, reconditioning, and getting this vintage 1960s AutoMoto Velo back on the road so my daughter can ride it at the Anjou Vélo vintage in June. Subscribe and hit the bell, la sonnette, so you don't miss the big transformation in episode 4. Thanks for watching.